And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Shoretrooper 4-pack. Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Shoretrooper 4-pack. So this is the third 4-pack that we've got in this style. The first 4-pack that we got was the Stormtroopers, then we got the Rebel Fleet Troopers, and now we have the Shoretroopers. This one I do hope is going to be the best of the three, because we're getting some really cool paint schemes on these troopers in this 4-pack. And then of course we do have the reveal of the new 4-pack that's coming out, which is the Death Troopers, which is a little underwhelming, I have to admit. But this one, can't wait to open it. But let's have a quick look at the packaging. It's the same as all the others that we've had. And these are exclusive to Hasbro Pulse and Shop Disney, I believe. I got this one from In Demand Toys. They get import stock sometimes, so you have to pay a little bit more, but you know, you're guaranteed one that way. So there we go. We have the image of all of the Shoretroopers on the front of the box, and it's that black and white theme that they've used for all of these packagings. And you have just a couple of them there with a bit of paint scheme on them, which is pretty cool. Makes those two stand out. I do believe that in this pack you're going to get 2 grunts and 1 captain and 1 sergeant, if I remember correctly. We have Shoretrooper in the name pill, in a white name pill there. 4+, Hasbro, you know, the choking warning and all that kind of stuff. We have the Vintage Collection logo on the top of the box there. All the Legal Gump stuff on the bottom. And on this end of the box you have all of the warnings in different languages, and that side too, I guess, in different languages. And then on the back of the box you have the 4 troopers that you're going to be getting, 2 regular Shoretroopers, and then one of them's the captain and one of them's the sergeant, I believe. And there you go, there's the import sticker that I mentioned there. So to open the box up, you just need to cut the tape just there, and then it'll open up and we'll take a look at the figures. And there you go, similar to the other ones that we've got, that is how they're packed in these boxes, with no plastic, in like paper tissue. So we'll take all of those out, set them up, and see what they look like. All right then, so here they are out of the packaging, and I've got to say, first impressions is that I'm really impressed with these. This is definitely, for me anyway, the best so far that we've had of these 4-packs. And the reason for that is because it really mixes up the troopers that we have now for these Shoretroopers. I do believe in the 6-inch Black series they released a trooper that was similar to this one, I believe. I'm not too sure if they ever got the grunt, but we've always had this guy, and it's exactly the same as the one that we got in the Vintage Collection, which is here. They're almost identical. Some of the weathering is ever so slightly different, like on the helmet here. Very slight differences, nothing in it at all really. You know, you're getting 2 more of these guys, which is absolutely fine. I love these guys. The boots on this one is a little bit shinier than those. These have got more of like a matte finish to them, same as the trousers as well. The trousers on this guy are a lot shinier than the paint that they've used on that, but apart from that they are pretty much exactly the same. But I think it's absolutely great that we've now actually got some hierarchy in terms of our little squad here of troopers. So we now have 2 grunts here, and we have a captain. I think he's the captain anyway. I can't really remember exactly how they described these to us, but he's either the squad leader or the captain. And then we have the one next to him, which is the sergeant, I do believe. Now this one here is exactly the same as the 2 next to him on the right in terms of sculpt. They share exactly the same body and everything. It's just literally the paint job that's different. You can see that on his left arm, which is on our right on the camera, he has a blue shoulder with a little bit of blue on his lower arm, the blue chest plate, and a little bit on his sort of armor on the stomach area as well, like the lower torso. But in terms of the sculpt, they're exactly the same. It's just a repaint, but it's cool. He has the little ammo belt, exactly the same. However, this guy here, the squad leader or the captain, he not only has a slightly different deco as well, but he also has a different belt. He no longer has the ammo pouch, but he also comes with the soft goods Karma, which is a great addition, I think. So if we just bring him in here so you can really see him in detail, you can see there on the shoulder. Once again, that is slightly different to the one behind him. He doesn't have the blue underneath that white line there. So once again, it is slightly different. And he also has a different blue on his chest plate there, which is pretty cool. If I just remove the blaster, you can see that he also has these tiny little pieces of yellow paint as well, making him ever so slightly different. But the figure itself, he has a different belt because he doesn't have that ammo pouch, as I mentioned, but then he has this soft goods Karma there, which is, I'm not going to say that it's bad quality, but I wouldn't say it's the best material ever, but it's decent enough. But it's just a little, you know, skirt stroke Karma at the back there. I can't really remember too much about Rogue One, whether one of the characters actually had this, so I can't tell you that, but I still think it's nice that they've mixed it up a little bit and given us 3 different troopers. I do have to say that the blasters that are included are a little bit disappointing. They have 0 weathering on them. They're not black, they're like a gunmetal grey plastic, and once again they are very, very, very flimsy, so much so that, you know, I think that would snap if you were to wiggle that around too much. And in fact, this guy, if you look at how his blaster came, I mean, look at the state of that. Unfortunate, because, you know, when you use cheap plastic for your accessories that bends, that is what's going to happen. And you can really see, I'm going to have to put that in some boiling water and manipulate it to get it straight, but you can really see it that way as well. That to me is poor. And as I said, it's like a gunmetal grey. They're not black, and there's 0 weathering on them whatsoever. However, if you look at the original figure that we got in the Vintage Collection, and by the way, this figure was also released in the 3.75 inch Black Series Walmart boxes, the red and black boxes, so we've had this guy a few times now. He was also carbonized as well, wasn't he, on that Mandalorian card. But you can see the blaster there, it's got a bit of sort of grey silver paint on it, just to bring out some of the details, and they haven't done that on these ones. They've cheaped out a little bit, and they've given us some, you know, some pretty poor plastic in my opinion. But having said that, as I said, it is great to have these troopers, to have so many different ones, to have a proper little squad of them. That's what these army building boxes are for, and that's what I really like about them. In terms of articulation, I mean, he's got everything that you really need, apart from he doesn't have the rocker ankles, unfortunately. The original sculpt of this figure never included those rocker ankles, but, you know, he has plenty of articulation everywhere else. He has all the ball jointed hips and elbows and head, shoulders. He has the splits at the thigh, all that kind of stuff. But I'm just going to bring this guy in again so you can really see the difference in the paint that they've used for the legs, or the difference in plastic. I'm not even sure if they're even painted, but you can really see that these ones is a lot sort of more matte coloured, whereas these are shining like anything. I wouldn't go as far as saying they're, you know, carbonized or anything, but they've definitely got more of a shine to them. So I actually prefer what they've done here because it looks a bit more realistic. And again, what I mentioned about the boots earlier, the original Vintage Collection one has a much darker brown, and these ones have like a lighter brown. But the great news is that they've actually fixed the peg hole issue. So these figures always really annoyed me because they had such short peg holes, and these were, you know, they always used to fall over in my shelf if I didn't have a stand, and now they have fixed those on the new ones. They are deeper and they actually fit on a peg, which is really, really good news. And ever so quickly, this is what the paint scheme of the figures looks like from the back, and you can really see the difference with the shoulder armour there, and the weathering goes all the way around. They've got weathering on their backs, on the backs of the helmets, and they look really, really cool. So there you go then, guys. That is the Shoretrooper 4-pack, and my assessment of this is that I'm really, really happy with it. I think it's the best one that we've got so far. Of course, the Stormtrooper pack that we originally got was a great one to have because obviously it's a pure army builder of Stormtroopers, and the Rebel Fleet Troopers was good because you got the different heads on them effectively. But these, for me, I love the paint schemes on them. I love the design of the Shoretroopers, and I think it's just nice to have a sort of proper squad of these with like a hierarchy of the different ranks. So I think they're pretty cool. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like down below if you've enjoyed the video, and we shall see you on the next one.